Now available. Paperback and Kindle Unlimited. ISIS, the main event. It's carnage inside of a steel cage when the goddess next door steps in the squared circle with the beast from the boss in this action-packed all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, the main event, in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. WWE superstar Bray Wyatt passed away at 36 years old yesterday evening. And when I heard the announcement of Bray Wyatt's passing from Triple H on social media, I was shocked and devastated on hearing this announcement, because I thought a young man like Bray Wyatt would go on to take his already phenomenal career as a pro wrestler to the next level. And I thought that Bray Wyatt would go on to become a major icon like the Undertaker, who passed the torch as related to supernatural characters on to Bray Wyatt with the 1000th episode of WWE Raw. Now, in his short life, Wyndham Rotunda left a legacy of incredibly great contributions to pro wrestling. Now, Bray Wyatt, or Wyndham Rotunda, started out with WWE as a part of the Nexus as the character Husky Harris. Now, the Husky Harris character really didn't get over too well with fans, and Wyndham Rotunda basically was taken off television with a kayfabe injury, and as he was taken off television with the kayfabe injury, he was reinvented in Ohio Valley Wrestling to become the iconic character known as Bray Wyatt. Now, this Bray Wyatt character really reminded me a lot of the character from Cape Fear, similar to the one that Dan Spivey used to play, called Waylon Mercy. But the Bray Wyatt character was just on another level as related to his psychology, being the leader of this cult, which had members such as the late Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, and all three of these men comprised the Wyatt family, which went on to become one of the biggest heels from about 2012 to about 2014. And as Bray Wyatt went on to have legendary feuds with The Shield and John Cena, the Bray Wyatt character got over as one of the most dangerous threats in the WWE universe. And the character proved to be so popular that Bray Wyatt became a WWE champion for the first time very quickly in his career, cementing him as one of the most dangerous heels in WWE history. Now, after Bray Wyatt, I believe, had some feuds with Daniel Bryan, the character went away again and became a new character, which became one of the biggest characters since The Undertaker, which was known as The Fiend. Now, The Fiend was one of the most dangerous psychological characters, and that was one of the great tricks as related to Wyndham Rotunda's brilliance, is that he had a great knowledge of not only ring psychology, but he had a good knack for psychological storytelling, and that's one of his brilliant contributions to pro wrestling, was that Wyndham Rotunda was a master as related to storytelling and character development. I mean, he really just took these characters to the next level, because when I look at and compare the Waylon Mercy character to the Bray Wyatt character, again, it's on another level as related to the psychological mind games. I mean, it's like the whole Waylon Mercy character from the 90s. He was very interesting, but the Bray Wyatt character took things to another level as related to his whole cerebral approach to wrestling. And it's that cerebral approach that is one that, again, is going to be Wyndham Rotunda's mark as related to wrestling, and it's that whole cerebral approach that gave us great characters like Bray Wyatt, and also gave us great characters like The Fiend, a character that really never got a chance to actualize his potential, even though The Fiend did get 2 WWE Championship runs. That's the only issue I have as related to Bray Wyatt's legacy, is that WWE really did not give Wyndham Rotunda an opportunity to elevate and take his characters to the next level. No, they oftentimes look to impede Wyndham Rotunda by going out here and trying to push guys like Roman Reigns ahead of masters like Wyndham Rotunda. Wyndham Rotunda went out here and again gave us great cerebral and psychological stories and really took wrestling to another level. But sadly, WWE didn't really have the faith in him to go out here and allow him to go out here and actualize his potential as related to just letting him take complete helm of the main event, the way they would with guys like Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior or John Cena or even The Undertaker. They really didn't as I see it, really do Wyndham Rotunda right, because Wyndham Rotunda, again, brilliant man as related to characters, brilliant craftsman as related to storytelling, brilliant overall, but never really got that opportunity to take his career into the stratosphere. Yes, he was a superstar, and he was one of the great WWE superstars, but he could have been an icon like The Undertaker, and the whole thing is WWE was really slow at really seeing how great Bray Wyatt was. Now, on Raw 1000, Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, wanted to pass the torch to Bray Wyatt as related to supernatural characters, and I believe that he wanted to go out here and pass that torch because he understood that Bray Wyatt would have been the character to go out here and be that cerebral and psychological threat to another generation of WWE fans. Unfortunately, WWE was slow as related to going out here and developing the Bray Wyatt's character as related to The Fiend, and they said that The Fiend was basically over and wanted to go out here and work on a different type of story with Bray Wyatt that sadly went really nowhere outside of the pitch black match that he had with L.A. Knight. And that will be the final match for Bray Wyatt before he wound up again having this undisclosed illness. And after having this undisclosed illness, he wasn't able to make WrestleMania to have his match with Bobby Lashley. And while some said he was recovering from whatever this illness was and was preparing for a comeback, sadly what happened to Bray Wyatt, also known as Wyndham Rotunda, was Wyndham Rotunda sadly wound up passing away yesterday. And I was just as devastated and floored as I was when I heard about the abrupt passing of former WWE champion Eddie Guerrero, because with Wyndham Rotunda, or Bray Wyatt as he was called as his ring name, I had basically watched this man grow and rise as related to his career. Like Eddie Guerrero, I had watched Wyndham Rotunda go from being Wyndham Rotunda to Husky Harris to Bray Wyatt to The Fiend to back to being Bray Wyatt, and seeing a wrestler that I basically saw evolve, that really hurt just as bad as I did when I was watching Eddie Guerrero's announcement about his passing, because I remember watching Eddie Guerrero back when he was on WCW and watching him evolve from being a guy who was just coming out of Mexico to the LWO, to being a part of the Filthy Animals, to the Radicals, to going on to becoming Latino Heat, and then going on to become a WWE champion. And again, it just hurts to watch wrestlers that I grew up with and grew to see actually grow up and become superstars wind up leaving this earth. And it really hurts the most because, again, Bray Wyatt was a young man, and we had not really seen everything as related to him going to that next level. I mean, Mark Calloway possibly saw him going on to become as big as The Undertaker, and I basically saw him going on to become as big as The Undertaker, and I believe that he could have gone on to be this generation's Undertaker had he lived on. I believe he could have gone on to become a character just as big, and what's really sad is that he could have basically been in that place had WWE not impeded him and gone on with this Roman mania. But the whole thing is that we lost a brilliant wrestler, and we lost a brilliant storyteller and a brilliant guy as related to characters and story in Wyndham Rotunda, who took wrestling in a unique direction with his brilliant talent and skills, not only in the ring, but also behind the scenes. And he gave us brilliant concepts like the Bray Wyatt character. He also gave us concepts with the whole Firefly Funhouse. And he also went out here and gave us great characters and great stories. And he will always be remembered as a just brilliant master of his craft, a brilliant genius as related to the business. And I'm really sad to hear about the passing of Bray Wyatt. I'm sad to hear about the passing of Wyndham Rotunda, and really sad to hear that Mike Rotunda sadly lost his son, because Wyndham Rotunda comes from a family of wrestlers. His father was IRS back in the 90s, also known as Mike Rotunda, who had a career as a pro wrestler all throughout the 80s, and it really must be hurting for him to lose a son, because it's the worst thing ever to lose a child, and even worse, it's worse for children to lose their father, because Wyndham Rotunda was a father of 4, and he was a father who is no longer with his children, but I'm hoping that they appreciate the legacy that their father left, and I'm hoping that they are just, again, hoping that they appreciate their father. I mean, again, Wyndham Rotunda was a brilliant man, and again, we lost one of the all-time greats and legends of the future when Bray Wyatt wound up passing yesterday. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis Legacy. The sorority secrets of the goddess next door are revealed in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get Isis Legacy in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere.